Hey, what is going on, everybody? Captain Namco here. And here's what we got. We got a little topic um, that I kind of would like to touch on. This is not your typical live stream. Um, all right. So I apologize for the loud music, which is bullcrap when I'm trying to do a topic. Very much. Hold up, guys. Can't do important topics without people blasting crap, trying to get me a copyright strike. Hello, guys. Welcome. Okay, guys. So, I need to go upstairs or go into the arcade room. Give me a moment here. Because there's a very interesting topic, guys, that I kind of want to touch on. I want to kind of know. I want to know where it is. I want to intuitively know it's improving. Try to get my channel taken down. Turn the crap down. Okay. So, here is a rather interesting topic I would like to touch on. And people are complaining about this matter. And me starting out as a vendor, this is going to be cool. Good luck. So this is kind of what our little topic is going to be about here today. And quite frankly, all right, let's sit right here. And I cannot see comments. All right. So here's the thing. People are complaining. I just seen a video on YouTube saying, oh, the claw machine's $2 a play. Should be a play till you win. No. That's not the case. Play till you win machines, believe it or not, are not actually profitable anymore. Because, one, vendors lose money that way. Because you actually run the risk with play till you win machines. There'll be times where a machine may not register the prize and you keep going until that prize sensor goes off. And you know, there's an X amount of free product going out right there. So people cannot afford that. And I was doing some research on as why claw machine prices are starting to go up. And pretty soon we will be seeing $2 and $3 a play. And here's the reason why. Yeah. So here's the reason why claw machine prices are starting to go up in different areas. And there's actually one area here in Illinois, Fairview Heights at the mall. The claw machines there are $2 a play. And they are not play till you win. And I agree with it. You know, with the rising costs and a bunch of things going up, even the price to maintain the machines are going up. So you got to be able to cover your commission. plus your product cost, plus the money to be able to keep your machines maintained. So here is the thing. Claw machine prices are increasing due to rising costs for operators, including higher value prices and updated technology, as well as the desire to maximize profit through algorithmic difficulty adjustments. Operators may also be targeting a more affluent customer base, adults as they call them, who are willing to spend more for premium prizes and a challenging experience. The reasons for increased price per play, higher value prizes. Here we go. To attract more adult players, operators are filling machines with more expensive, desirable prizes like electronics and branded merchandise, which increases their own cost and justifies a higher price per play. Inflation and operating costs. Like other businesses, claw machine operators are facing rising costs for electricity, maintenance, and rent, especially for machines in high traffic areas like malls and or amusement parks. The technological upgrades. Modern claw machines include features like large screens, programmable lights, and cashless payment options, which adds to the initial cost of the machine and the cost of operating it. Profit maximization. The claw's strength and win rate are often controlled by software algorithms that can be adjusted to increase difficulty after a player has spent a X amount of money or made a number of attempts. This progressive difficulty is a key factor in a machine's profitability. Strategic location. Machines are placed in high traffic locations, and that can command higher prices, as operators know that they can attract more players and willing to spend more money for the opportunity to win that prize. Shifting to cashless. The shift to cashless systems can sometimes make it seem like prices are rising even faster, as it removes the physiological barrier of handling physical cash for a single play. So, here's something we don't know. As of December 25th, 2024, the average payout rate for a claw machine is in anywhere from 10 to 30%, or a 1 and 10 ratio to 1 and 3 plays, but can vary with some machines at 5 to 10%. So, cool. Now, me as getting started out. Yeah, yes, I run mini claws. I'll be running mini claws. But my stuff was almost $2 a pop. And even at $1 per play, I'm not going to make much. And I have a feeling with this day and age, $2 per play is the way to go, even with mini cranes as well. Especially with the plush that I got, I paid, okay, I'm not going to say, I'll say I paid almost $2 without tax. And it got me even closer by the time tax was added. Now, with that said, even with the 1 to 16 ratio or 1 to 14, whatever I decide to run at $1 a play, that's not much of a profit. So if I did $2 a play and 1 to 10 or whatever, then I'm going to make a profit right there. So that in terms will then basically increase my margin, while at the same time having my players win. Now, people believe, oh yeah, winners make money. Yes, but while that may be true, if you have your machine paying out too much or too often, you're going to lose your butt. Um, and how that would work, that would ultimately hurt the business. It hurts you in the long run. Now, how could you find what they call a happy medium? So the layman term happy medium is basically where a operator finds that desired strength or payout that will continue to bring the repeated customers back and keep having them keep playing and playing and playing. Now, much like places doing $2 a play, even with generic stuff, I'm seeing $2 a play, $1.50. But if I did all license plush, I could probably get away with $2 a play. But even with my generic stuff, I still got to do it because a lot of places are charging rent. They don't do commission. So that's kind of that's kind of where we're at with that. And the sad part of that is so many people charge buku's money for rent just to rent a space for your machine to be at that particular location. And sometimes that can either be a make or break situation. 90% of the time these days, it's a break situation. Because what if the place, let's say if I get a machine on location and it's a place you got to pay rent, and that this is a low foot traffic area. How is a player supposed to be able to pay their rent if nobody's playing their games? See, I mean, that's kind of where a lot of people, they're not thinking. They're not thinking, okay, the cost, the inflation cost, that's going to drive claw machine operators to raise their game price. And obviously, I'm going to try $2 a play once I get mine out. And if I can get away with it, I'm going to run it like that. So that's the topic we want to touch on because quite frankly, with the way rising costs are these days due to inflation, people are starting to raising their prices. And obviously, in today's world, you got the inflation, you got these tariffs on products. Obviously, tariffs will make your product higher in price. So operators will have to then compensate for that by raising their prices and making the claw weaker and making a harder payout. So you got various kinds of ways that you can actually make up for that lost profit there. Obviously, say if your machine is making too much, the best thing to do is weaken the claw and just see and let it ride and see how it plays. Because the more you kind of toy with it, you find that desired setting how you want it. Obviously, if you want more winners, higher price, easier payout. Oh yeah, try it again, bud. But obviously, with this day and age, obviously that's kind of where we're at. I mean, yeah, prices are going to go up. Now, my last location, the guy was a dictator. He doesn't think people should be allowed to raise their prices because of inflation, but yet he's only open 3 days a week. So at a slow location, raising the price is not the best option. That's clearly not the option to go. The guy was only open Monday, Friday, and Saturday. and he was only open for 3 hours on Monday. So what's the point of being open at all? The whole point is prices are going to go up. I got to be able to compensate for it. I cannot be in a location that's not going to allow me to raise prices as my product prices go up. Every year, prices either go up or they go down. It just depends. Sometimes you may see that price decrease. Sometimes you might see it jump $1 or $2 in price. And then how are you going to be able to compensate that with your price per play if you're not allowed to raise prices? So, awesome, good deal. So, this is how we're going to end this. Let this sink in. If you're going to start out, do not go any place that's going to have someone's going to dictate how you set your games. That is number one. Number two, you want to be able to be in a place that you'll be able to have a good relationship with the owner of that location. You also want to be understanding at the same time without causing any problems. Number three, don't ever let a location owner dictate how you set your price per play or your payouts. Yeah, they will. Because I'm telling you, if you let somebody dictate, your business ain't going to make it. So there's that. I have been helping vendors for close to 20 years, if not right at. But I'm tired. I'm going to say this. I'm tired of seeing videos pop up on YouTube about other YouTubers complaining that prices are rising. Prices are going to go up. There's not a darn thing you can do about it. It's just like me. Coming into the claw machine vending business, I understand that I'm going to have to raise my prices. Prices are going to have to go up eventually. I mean, my Extreme Super Mini claw machine has new software where the price actually maxes out at $24.75 a play. And I hope on earth that this never happens. That I never have to go that high. That's where my concern is. Now, with that said, let this be a little mental note video, I guess you can say, because this topic has been on my mind for at least a couple of months now. And I've been seeing more and more people doing videos complaining how prices have went up. Let me ask you this. If the people want to complain so much about claw machine game prices rising in the price per play, nice. Then you shouldn't be playing, because people like you are not going to dictate how people set their games, especially when it comes to price per play. Now, obviously, you got to be able to cover costs with the technical upgrades with the claw machines these days. See, like with my older Moonlight catcher, if I wanted to put that out on location, I could get away with running it at $1 a play and not worry about it. So, let that sink in. Don't ever let anybody bully you into not changing your price, because at some point, we got to raise prices. Yeah, it ain't bad, but that's too low for that kind of stuff. That should be $1 a play. My stuff It's much more expensive than that. So anyway, with that said, I hope everyone got something out of this video. Have a great night, everybody. And before I go, I just want to remind you guys that Jesus loves you and God bless.